What's going on, everybody? It is Coach Greg Adams back in here with another YouTube live stream. Shout out to the Coach Gang.
And that's you.
For being in here, being involved, and being active on this YouTube channel. Well, welcome to Wednesday's Facts Over Feelings live stream, where we kick the Mickey Ficky facts and we don't give a fucks about your feelings. You in here with the Bruce Wayne of this ish, the King of Kings, the King of Content, and the Speaker of Truth. Yours truly, the Notorious One, a.k.a. Mr. Coach Olini, better known as the Prognosticator, Coach Stradamus. And we're in the Desert Storm bunker with none other than EWF. That is every woman's fantasies. But call me CGA, God Allah, and I'll be the 12-time demonetized champion of YouTube. We got a great show for you lined up to here. We have a woman out here defending Diddy, calling these girls skeezers
in these streets
whose money has dried up and they're trying to get a cash grab on Diddy. Not a surprise here. We're going to review that towards the second hour of today's show. A woman defending Diddy, also Diddy, as we reported yesterday, but we're going to go a little more into detail. Young victims, minors as young as a 9-year-old boy and a 15-year-old girl, all right, out here, supposedly one of the victims of Diddy, including 25 minors. Not only that, we have people that have already had police reports and all of that stuff. A whole bunch of stuff going on with Diddy, and I asked you guys right there in the poll, do you think these people, the men and women in the Diddy case, are victims? They deserve their justice, or are they volunteers? Are they looking for a cash grab? We're going to define that here later on in the show. So go ahead and put that into your vote. Put your vote in related to this issue. To contribute to today's show, $ the Notorious CGA on the Cash App. Venmo, Coach Greg Adams TV. PayPal is paypal.me/Coach Greg Adams. And that is near the top of the description box on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. And you can super chat on the by clicking the link on the top of the live chat on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. All right, we got that covered, man. What a great show, man. This is going to be an interesting show. Feelings are going to get hurt. Sides are going to be chosen. But it is what it is. All right, man. It is what it is. It is what it is. All right, we got a lot of people here that have contributed earlier to today's show. So let's go ahead and acknowledge them. Get into the show. All right, damn. Y'all came in. Maybe this was later on. Yeah, okay, this was at the end of the show. Jacob says, my gordita came over last night for the first time, and I think I'm in love. She cooked for me. She gave me a massage, and she succeeded right down the gullet.
Barbecue in there.
All right, but she also mentioned she turns crazy when attached. Oh, that's the problem with a gordita. That's the problem with a gordita. All right, she already knows. Brothers say, man, it's a trap. It's a trap. I'm telling you. All right, you always got to be wary, Ninja. It's the penis fly trap. It works. It happens every time. She warned you. By the way, whatever happens to you after this point, it's your fault. All right. It is definitely your fault.
It's all Jermaine's fault.
Oh, man.
It's always Jermaine's fault.
Dude, I've had women say that to me, and I had to ease on back. I had to be like, all right, another one of these crazy when attached. Guess what?
Now I got to cut you.
She gonna cut your chorizo off and throw it off in the freeway. She warned you. She says, ignite the crazy. It's not like she didn't warn you, sir, but I bet you was in there hitting them guts. You was in there raw, hitting that bottom, all right? And all of that cellulite was just a jiggling, all of that. But, hey, man, she warned you, sir. She warned you. She says when you hit that bottom, she turns crazy when attached. She didn't say love. She said attached. All right, so mark your calendar, sir. Yep. All right, you better make them. He says you have to make them 6 weeks. Make them count. Get to the 6-week mark, abort mission. But she gonna be soaking your salami, and it's just gonna be
Hey, yo, chill, son.
And you gonna have a baby, by the way. This is a gordita we talking about. Oh, you got. Look at them, man. These men never learn. You slid in there, Roski, and now she got you, Ninja. She got you.
Gotcha, bitch.
Ooh, she gonna cut up your tires. Yeah, man. She says she gets crazy. Man, shout out to H every day. He says, due to my shitty school, I learned how to weigh dope, load guns, and strong arm manipulate my opponents by force or by proxy. Interesting. He says, let them schools fail. All of my schools failed. Still own a business, but still you had to learn the hard way. And he says, if it wasn't for my father, I would have been thrown in these streets. The schools failed me. Friends failed me. Society ostracized me. And still, I get up every day and fulfill all of my obligations just to maintain my peace, a.k.a. my peace. He says, I have more to offer than pipe and money. Yeah, I feel you on that one. And he also sent me something here. He sent me a link to an article that I'll check out here. Let me see just what it is. I'll put it up there. All right. Okay. All right. Snap making some changes. The welfare system making some changes on these 304s. All right. Shout out to our brother Nathaniel. Hey, coach, I had to let you know. I was at the deli playing your video without headphones, and the store owner's son knew who you were. Shout out to the chopped cheese. He says the chopped cheese was on the house. Shout out to you and the coach gang. Shout out to the Boricuas or whoever it was. Was it Poppy? Poppy's corner store? The bodega? All right. Or was it Ahmad? Ahmad's deli. Which one of them? Or what is it? You know who-ish deli? I'm not sure.
I'm not going to say what race, what people. We know I can't say that.
Shout out to the son at the deli. All right. Or the bodega. All right, wherever the chopped cheese where you got it, the hero sandwich. They need to make a sandwich for me. CGA's hero sandwich, chopped cheese out there. Sounds like a cool dude, man. Appreciate you. He got chopped cheese for free. All right, it was Akbar's chopped cheese. All right, shout out to him, man. Yo, I love it. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. All right, shout out to our brother here, no government name, Coach Alini. Why do you think that most people struggle to accept and acknowledge that good and evil doesn't exist in reality? Do you think it's because of ego, religion, or their own lack of control over reality? Yeah, I mean, these Mitches, the penguin Mitches are the same thing, right? They don't want to they just hoping I'm wrong. They don't want to accept the reality. All right, women are good. And he says, locals are still processing your stream. It must be your one. He says it must be your one yet. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. All right. We had problems even putting the stream out. So that's probably what's happening. They don't want to render the file. We got Abel says your show this morning really made it clear to me why women hate the fact that I have been abstinent for 10 years and that you're happy. It is either that or they are very respectful. Weird, a big fish that they've missed having at their dinner table. Indeed. All right. When you can control your libido, they don't have an advantage. And they're like, damn, how can we get him? How can we get him? No government name. It's interesting that the Diddy list is getting released, but not the Epstein list. It's obvious that all the elites and top celebrities are on the lists. Yeah, man. Well, Diddy's still alive at the moment. All right. So, and apparently Jay-Z is on watch. You know what I mean? Apparently, Jaguar Wright is out here throwing Jay-Z under the bus. She's been going in on Diddy for a long time. Now she's going in on Jay-Z. So, oh boy. All right. Shout out to our brother Sam says, it's all good, coach. Appreciate you, coach gang. For life. Appreciate you. I know you gave me some private information and I messed up and put your name out there on the internet. Shout out to Alex says knowledge for the people, man. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for these earlier supports and all of that. All of that. Yep, man. Yeah, he's alive for now. All right, man. What a event coming up here. We still have 85% of the people saying it's a cash grab. Well, we'll find that out here. We're going to define what a cash grab is. All right, and then that's it. So you know what? What time is it? Straggle and Sniggle Theater. That's what time it is.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me. You can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky. Come get high with me. That's a deal, right?
All right, here we go. Hit the like button. Let's get into the show. We got 700 people in here already. And let's get into the show. Straggle and Sniggle Theater. We have a woman that is at Costco with her husband, and she's bored. So she's going to play reindeer games with her husband and her boyfriend here. This is a skit, but we don't know if it's a skit. It says tagging my husband, then yelling, why are you following me? Let's go ahead and play the video.
Babe. Tag. You're it. Hey. Come on, you gonna play? Hey, stop following me. Why are you following me?
Stop yelling.
Stop following me.
Hey,
Why are you following me?
they gonna call the authorities. You don't see all these people.
Can you stop following me, sir? Move.
Stop.
Get away from my daughter.
See the people looking.
Stop following me.
You scaring?
Move.
Like, stop. You scaring the people.
Move.
Amari.
Get away from my daughter.
Tell your mama stop.
Who is this?
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, tell him no. Say stop.
Okay, you too.
Yeah,
What's wrong with y'all?
stop following us.
Stop being weird.
Can you stop following us?
You got people looking.
Babe. Tag. You're it.
Hey.
Come on, you gonna play? Hey, stop following me.
Yeah, that's a L right there, man. All right. I see my stream is glitching. Of course, they want my stream glitching. But yeah, that's not good. This is a LLL. In the comment section, definitely let her know about this one right here. That's a dangerous game for a black man in America. All right, think twice, please. This guy says, that's actually not funny, kind of dangerous. A woman says, nah, this one wasn't cool. Things could have went all the way left. All right, and she never broke character. I would have calmly walked away and went to the car and pretended that I left her. All right, he was excited to play. Why you do him like that? This one says, not funny, to be honest. I understand it's a joke, but nah, yeah. One of the things I always tell you is that, you know, women do have ill-timed humor. Their humor is, sometimes they're funny, but most of the time it's at the wrong time. And this is an example. Like, yeah, nah. All right, no, not as a black man. You know what I mean? Not having a woman screaming, stay away from me. There's a lot of simp enforcers out here that would love to be hero for a piece of calico. Bad humor. Terrible, man. Terrible. All right, terrible. All right, Straggle Sniggle Theater. We have Charleston White making an appearance. There he is right there on CGA, on the Notorious CGA, Free Agent Lifestyle channel. Let's see what Charleston White has to say about buying Poonany. All right, let's see what he has to say right here.
I'm gonna say you get what you pay for.
Okay, well, you're going to have to spend with me.
Is something for sale? That's the only way I can spend. Something got to be for sale. It got to be, something got to be for sale. Everything got a price on it. So after the meal, it got to be bought.
What's free?
A fair exchange is not a robbery. A fair exchange is not a robbery.
Oh, no.
They got workers 18 in Vegas. Hell is you talking about? This is a capitalist country. You got to have something to sell in America. Cassie got 50 million, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, Cassie got 50 million, but she stayed around for a little while to get it. But she got it. I'm gonna say,
yeah.
When I start selling pussy,
my goodness,
I don't want to hear it.
And Charleston White knows about that trick in life. He definitely knows about that trick in life. He says a fair exchange is not a robbery. I talked about that last week on Locals. I had to tell the guys, finesse, if you get what you paid for, it's not a finesse. If you get what you paid for, it's not a finesse. A finesse is getting something that you didn't intend, or you pay for something and you got nothing in return. A fair exchange is not a robbery. And look at that little piece of calico right
you
here.
get what you pay for.
Okay, well,
Look at that. All right, yeah, she could be on Fixes Binds LLC, and she acting like she ain't selling it, but Charleston White said, no, you selling something.
you're going to have to spend with me.
She said, you're going to have to spend with me. That's what she said. All right, just so you guys have to know what's happening here. So he's saying, wait up, hold up. I'm going to have to spend on you. I better be, what am I buying? You see my Stream Deck? My Stream Deck is already automatically tripping now. It wasn't tripping earlier, right when I started streaming. All right, but she said you're going to have to spend on me. It's something for sale. I don't spend and get nothing in return. That's a finesse. All right, so there has to be something for sale if I'm spending. All right, here we go right here. Here we go.
Pay for.
Okay, well, you're going to have to spend with me.
You're going to have to spend with me. And, of course, this is, you know, all men pay, all women sell. All right, so that's what's going on here.
Is something for sale?
Yes, it is.
When I start selling pussy, I don't want to hear it.
All right, it's obvious.
That's the only way I can spend.
Something got to be for sale.
Something got to be for sale. It got to be something got to be for sale. Everything got a price on it.
Everything got a price on it. So this guy says, so after the meal, it's free. Listen up closely.
After the meal, it got to be bought.
After the meal, it's for free. Watch this.
What's free?
No. Okay, so what are you doing out here? Let's figure out what we're doing. This is the importance that I have to have with men, because she's basically in no man's land. and she's setting you up for a finesse. So what is it? I'm going to spend on you. What am I buying? Oh, nothing. All right. Or over here. So after I buy a meal, it's free. She says, no. What are we doing? What are we doing? All right. You in no man's land. You in, just never know. Okay. No. See, men today are not going for it. And she looking like sitting there looking stuck on stupid.
What that mean?
All right. Stuck on stupid, huh? You don't even know what game you're playing, young lady. So sit on down with your bullshit. You came on the internet thinking you could play games with men and grown-ass men. These grown-ass men ain't playing with you, baby, because something gonna happen. You spend on, you selling something. I give you by dinner, I hit it for free. So what are we doing? All right, so anyway, not a lot of young women are put up on the game yet. They're actually playing the game halfway. So you got to avoid women like this that are not really clear with their intentions because they will lead you astray. They will make you waste a lot of money, energy, attention, and time, and then you'll get nothing in return. All right, so that's what she's playing. A lot of women want to be out here pseudo prostitutes. All right, they want to play the game and get the clothes and the makeup. They want to get the tricking. They want to get the dinners, but they then are playing the game of what? All right, and Charleston White had to set her straight.
A fair exchange is not a robbery. A fair exchange is not a robbery. They got workers 18 in Vegas. Hell is you talking about?
Yeah, bruh. He like, I can buy you overnight right now. All right. Don't act stupid out here. So these grown men ain't trying to play games with reindeer games. All right. We can go to Vegas and get whatever we need to get.
This is a capitalist country. You got to have something to sell in America. Cassie got 50 million, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, Cassie got 50 million, but she stayed around for a little while to get it.
Look at her. Yep. All right. Tweety birds. And, she playing a dangerous game. And this is why. That's why dating is linked to prostitution. All right, Straggle and Sniggle Theater. We have a woman that says men over 40, why they struggle with love. All right, why men over 40, why they struggle with love.
Okay, a lot of men over 40 are in a place of bitterness and hurt and frustration, which is why you run into a lot of I won't say you. Ooh. I have been running into a lot of emotionally unavailable men because they have been in a relationship or they have been married or they've already lived that life. And over 40, they're like, I'm good. I've already been there, done that, been hurt. And so now I just kind of want to chill. You actually, I have a question for you. You can answer this for me. I've read this or somebody told me this, that a man has, I don't know what you're going to say. A man gets one good love of his life, or a man will only open up to one woman in his life. And once a man gets hurt, that's it. Is that true? Because as I'm getting older and dating, it appears to be true. Like a man is like, look, I did this. Okay. A lot of men's over 40.
All right, let me stop it right here. Apparently, this is a kind of something that he's been able to brand himself. Scary to remarry is his page. So I'm assuming that's what he's got going on. The struggle for men in their 40s. Obviously, take a look at this woman right here. I mean, just look at him. If you're a man in your 40s and you're dealing with this woman, you taking a whole L. All right. I mean, you taking an L in the dating marketplace because she a whole big back. I mean, take a look at that. I mean, she old
big
too.
Big back.
All right.
Big back.
All right. I would not even, man, bruh. If this woman was like, hey, I'm interested in you, I would be gone. What? Hell to the no. All right. Something wrong. See me at the JUCO. See me at the JUCO. There ain't no way in hell that this is an option for me. Now, she said something that's interesting. She said men only get one real love in their lives. And I think, hey, that's probably true. Once they get screwed over by one woman, that's it. All right. They're like, nah, fuck all that. Now, there are some sucker for love ninjas that come back and they try to find relove after that. But so what she's saying is probably true. Men only get really one true love. If that woman screws him over, he probably is not going to love or trust that much again. And if he really got ice water in his veins, all right, he really going to be out here a whole problem. All right. Don't let him get no money on top of that. He going to be out here with young pieces of calico. All right. That's what he going to be. He going to be folding up young pieces of calico. And that's my position. All right. Ain't no reason to come back to nothing like this. All right. At all. I mean, this is crazy, bruh. All right, I wouldn't even, hell no. All right, if I met her and she was like, let's go to lunch and get to know each other. Hell no. Oh, hell no. You're going to find me in Vegas. All right, 100%.
Are in a place of bitterness and hurt and frustration, which is
all right, bitterness and hurt and frustration. All right, so whose fault is that?
Why you run into a lot of I won't say you. Ooh. I have been running into a lot of emotionally unavailable men because they have been in a relationship or they have been married or they've already lived that life, and over 40, they're like, I'm good. I'm
good, bruh. I already got kids, already had life, I already had the cohabitation in marriage. Why? What's the point? Especially with another old broad. Like, look at this woman, old church lady looking bitch. All right. She looks like a nice woman, though. All right. But there ain't no way in hell at all. Maybe when I'm 90. All right. Maybe when I'm 90. Straggle and Sniggle Theater. A woman says every woman needs to ask this question. Here we go.
Thought of like, oh man, when I enter the dating scene again, like here's the type of woman I'm going to be. Like I'm going to be this, that. And I had all these like fantasies of like how dope I was going to be as a woman. Right. And I thought to myself, why don't I just be her right now?
Wow.
Like, why am I not bringing that version of me to my husband? And that's when I said, like, I don't like the woman I've become. I'm like, he's not even getting my fullness. I'm not getting my fullness. Like, screw him for a second. Let's talk about me. Like, I'm not getting my fullness. I want to be this woman regardless of whoever is in my life, whether it's him or somebody else. I want to be the woman that looks at my life and go, I am so grateful for who I am and how I live. Like, yes, more please. I had this thought of like.
So this is an interesting question. We've actually posed this question several times. We never heard a woman say this question right here. This is interesting. Let me read her caption because this is kind of important to hypergamy. It says right here, when I was considering leaving my marriage, and this could also go with women in relationships. When I was considering leaving my marriage, I had a moment where I was daydreaming. This is her considering leaving her marriage, remember. She hasn't left yet. But she says, I had a moment where I was daydreaming about the type of woman I would be when I left. Playful, open-hearted, nurturing, expressive, flirty, etc. And seconds later, my higher self chimed in and said, why not be her now? That actually is a $1 million question. She says, I had to confront the ugly truth. I wasn't fully living as the woman I wanted to be, and in fact, was waiting for my husband to change in order for me to start showing up differently. This actually is an interesting question that she's posing here. And a lot of people have to look and self-reflect at their relationships, men and women, because a lot of men and women are thinking more about what they're going to do after they get out of their marriage or relationship. Why they're going to be flirty, they're going to lose weight, they're going to get muscular, they're going to get some abs, they're going to get more money, they're going to fuck more bitches, they're going to be out here doing all these things, they're going to be happy. This actually is a good question. And a lot of people have to be confronted, because if you're in a relationship right now and you're thinking about what you're going to do when you leave the relationship, and how much of a good person you're going to be when you leave, why aren't you that now? See, that's a brilliant question. So you're wasting somebody's time. You're cheating on someone without actually cheating, and you're probably cheating. So cheating doesn't have to be a sexual affair. You can be cheating your spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, partner, whatever you want to call. You could be cheating them while you're in the relationship. And you make all the excuses as to why you're going to be who you're going to be when you leave. But in actuality, you're cheating the person in real time. Watch this. All right, watch this. She says right here, when I was considering leaving my marriage, that means she was still married. She was in a marriage and still thinking about what she's going to do when she leaves. She said, I would daydream about all the wonderful things I'm going to do when I leave. So think about this when I talk about some of these things where women are in marriages and I say they're setting it up when they leave, they thoughting and plotting. She just admitted it, that's what she was doing. Instead of being in the moment with the person she had, She was thinking about what she was going to do when she got back out here in these streets. All right, so CGA don't lie. I got these people pegged down. Now, they might say it in a little bit more colorful and beautiful and flowery language, but the truth remains the truth. She's even admitted it right there. All right, I'm not who I was supposed to be. I wasn't even my full self when I was in my marriage.
Oh man, when I entered the dating scene again, like here's the type of woman I'm gonna be. Like I'm gonna be this, that.
Yep, and she's married at the time, my ninjas. Ooh, wait. Yo, CGA undefeated. There it is. That's called thought and plotting. I always tell you, bruh, people don't believe me. You penguin ass Mitchells refuse to believe me. And I'm like, I told you they're doing this to you. They're shortchanging you in your marriages and relationships. All right, what else do we got here? Let me do one more. This woman says, why a high value man should not avoid single mothers. Oh my goodness.
Oh, the humanity.
I mean, we need these content creators are out of control. All right. Just because you got a camera and an Instagram account, Jesus.
This is why real high value men will go after single moms. Don't fight me on this because I'm a living proof. Not in my own life, but somebody that I know. A high value man knows his value and his worth and what he brings to a woman. There's going to be no child that is going to interfere with that. High value men want children, and real men are going to love children as their own, even if it's not their own. So you having a child is now an addition to their entire family that either they were seeking, that they wanted, or they were looking to create in the future. They're my family and we're all a family. That's what a real high value man is.
So a quote unquote high value man with all the options in the world is going to trade that lifestyle in to take on you and your liabilities.
This is why real high value men will go after single moms.
I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch. Cut that bitch off. Next caller.
Ma'am, no. No, a real man. All right, so again, these people out here hoping and dreaming. All right, what, ma'am? No way. No and no. Zero, no. All right, well, I don't know what you're talking about. No, the answer's no. All right, just stop. Stop it. All right, where's my Michael Jordan? Stop it, get some help. All right, stop it and go get some help. That's ridiculous. That's Straggle and Sniggle Theater.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right?
No, the answer's no. All right, talk about some, well, no. And let that be the final answer. Yes, that's my final answer. The answer's no. Macaroni Tony says, thank you. He says, thanks to you, I passed my first shit test. 0 aggression. You said, just let her know it's yes or no. She let the coochie games go. Shout out to you. You were out there holding down your end of the bargain, holding down your frame. Coochie games got to go. All right, coochie games don't work on men who have options. Yes, indeed. All right, we got our brother NGN. It's interesting that the Diddy list is getting released, but not the Epstein list. So that was the final super chat. I guess there was no super chat there. All right, I reread that. I see my stream is glitching just a little bit. Don't know what's going on. All right, absolutely crazy. And then let me check over on Pay Pizzle and see what the Pay Pizzle for Shizzle, my nizzle, is doing. If anybody is on the Pay Pizzle that wants their voice to be heard. There isn't. Wait a minute. There is not. All right, so that doesn't make sense, though. Did I see something? Let me see. Maryland guy. I see you over there. I see you. Oh, I see what happened. I think I know what happened. Let me refresh this. Maybe it's not refreshing. Okay. Well, with that being said, let's get on to this part of the show. Let's see what we got here. It's an evil world we live in. Okay, it's an evil world we live in.
It's an evil world we live in.
All right, check out this story right here. This story says, disgusting. Oh, no. All right, disgusting. This man, he says he's happy that his son passed away, so he no longer has to pay child support. Oh, no. Jesus.
Oh, the humanity.
All right, according to this one, it says right here, There's his name. I'm not going to reveal his name. I'm glad my jit dead now. I ain't got to worry about a dumb, broke female making my life hard. Ha, ha, ha. I beat the Matrix. Oh, no. Jesus. All right. It's an evil world we live in.
It's an evil world we live in.
Wow. All right. Now,
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
okay. So somebody said maybe the kid wasn't his. Could be possible. Oh, man. Okay. So, I mean, yeah, child support can make you think crazy thoughts. This is a thought that you got to put behind you. All right. All right. This is a thought you got to definitely put behind you. Yeah, this isn't good thinking right here. Of course, you're off child support. That's for sure. It says, I'm glad my jit dead now. And he says right here, don't get me wrong. I miss my jit, but the peace I get is priceless. I don't got to worry about no child support, no baby mama drama making me feel less than. R.I.P. RJ. Oh, no. I don't know, man. This ain't it. Jesus. Goodness. Man. I mean, I'm cold, but I got a little bit of a heart. Like, yo. And you got my neighbor's address. You got my address all in the back of your photo. Oh, my Lord. My Jesus. Help me. All right. My goodness, man. Hey, you could have kept this to yourself, homie. You could have kept this to yourself. All right. Oh, man. All right. This ain't helping the cause for. Hey, listen, we're against child support over here, too. We don't like the Matrix either. But you might should have kept this quiet, bro. Let me give you the.
Shut up!
Okay. Pookie at it again. Let's continue. All right. Here we go right here. It's the evil world we live in. This woman says she divorced her husband, and this is why.
I divorced my husband of 28 years because he would never, and I mean ever, walk the dogs with me. I always had to do it alone. I realize this may be a lame or petty reason for divorce, but just hear me out, okay? I loved walking the dogs, and I really wanted to be able to share that with him. He traveled a lot for work, and when he was home, he was always really tired, and I guess I just accepted that. So the night that we dropped our youngest child off at college, I was alone in a hotel room. This was a pretty emotional night and time for me. So I'm staring at the ceiling and thinking, he's just not here for me. Maybe I should leave him. But being alone in life. And then it hit me like a ton of bricks. I already was alone. I was taking my dog walks alone. I was being emotional about being an empty nester alone. Suddenly, the lonely thing was not so scary because I'd already been doing it for years, apparently.
Fucking stream.
So if you're scared of being alone, I just want you to think about that. Is it possible you already are alone? Well, follow me for more tips on leaving I divorced my husband of 28 years because he would never, and I mean ever, walk the dogs with me.
All right, so you're hearing this, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, listen, bruh, these are some. Oh, man. I mean, guys, man, what else do I have to tell you guys? I don't even need to go into that too much. All right. It seems like when I'm playing the videos, it starts to glitch a lot more. What, guys? 28 years? He doesn't walk the dog. Divorce. All right. Taking your ass right to court. Fuck it. He says, I was lonely. You're lonely now. All right. Because ain't nobody going to pick that up. Oh, my goodness. Definitely a Kamala Harris voter for sure. All right. What the hell, bruh? I divorced him because he wasn't walk the dog. All right. Okay. All right. I see something's going on with my stream here. Come on, man. Why they do me dirty, man? Don't pop off my stream. All right. I'm all wired in. Maybe my son's playing some video games or something. I don't know what's going on. All right. But yeah. Guys, I always tell you. It's out of control. It's out of control here. All right, we got what do we got here? We got next. We got is this an evil world we live in? Yeah, it's an evil world we live in. Oh, this is Kristin Cavallari. Kristin Cavallari. You guys know her as Jay Cutler's wife or ex-wife. Jay Cutler's ex-wife. Jay Cutler's ex-wife says that apparently she was dating a 24-year-old man. All right, let me pull up some pictures of Kristin Cavallari. All right, her pictures don't look, I'm not a big fan of this woman here. Kristin Cavallari. All right, Kristin Cavallari, whatever her name is. This is the woman right here. Kristin Cavallari. So apparently this is Jay Cutler, the football players, not the weightlifter. This is Jay Cutler's ex-wife. Remember, he divorced her, dumped her. She tried to get him to buy a $10 million house. He was like, bitch, you crazy. Well, apparently she was dating this guy right here, and he came over to pipe it down. 24 years old. She's 37 years old. Okay, so she a supreme flatback. Yeah, she an old flatback too, 37. So apparently this is what she had to say about her relationship with the 24-year-old guy. Here we go.
I mean, he really is such a good guy. He needs to experience life. You know, he's young. I mean, he is. I know a lot of people will be like, well, no shit. And yeah, no shit. Aware that he is 24 and he does need to experience life. It wasn't like I was like ignoring the fact that he was like really just got out of college. Like, I know this isn't a bad thing. I really look at our relationship as such a beautiful relationship, you know, but he will make someone so happy one day, and he will have a beautiful family of his own. He needs to experience life. You know, he's young. I mean, he is. I know a lot of people will be like, well, no shit. And yeah, no shit. I get it. I've always been well aware that he is 24 and he does need to experience life. It wasn't like I was like ignoring the fact that he was like really just got out of college. Like, I know this isn't a bad thing. I really look at our relationship as such a beautiful relationship.
Now, they always frame things as love, all right? It was a beautiful relationship. No, you was just getting piped down. You was just getting dick down. Let's be honest. They always frame it as, I was doing something so beautiful. It was something so wonderful, all right? And it was love. Now, if a man was 37 and a woman is 24, they'd be like, you groomer, you predator. It wasn't going to work anyway. You were dating out of your league. All right, they're going to find a way. Well, you were just using her for sex. But as you can see, this is clearly her using him. He was using you for practice, and then he was done. He was tired of looking at that neck. He was tired of looking at them saggy waggies, all right, and it was over. All right, he came over for practice and pumped you full of semen, and then he was done. And he was like, this girl's crazy. All right, this girl's crazy. Now, all of a sudden, we had a beautiful, loving, romantic. No, you didn't. You were practice. All right, you were practice, and he's on to something nice and firm and fertile. All right, he done with you being crazy out here. We had a loving love relationship. All right, no, you didn't.
You know, but he will make someone so happy one day. And
he was the bad boy. Let's just be honest. He was a bad boy. She had a bad boy fetish. Okay. All right. He's gonna thank me one day for teaching him. Yeah. All right. He was tired of hitting them roast beef cursings. All right. You sure did teach him. All right. Now he's going for a better challenge. All right. Now he wants something his age. No, he had a taste of a 37-year-old broad, you know, a bitter broad at that. And she's like, it was loving. He'll thank me one day. He'll make a wonderful wife, but it won't be you. All right. They always in their head. This is why I always tell guys, bro, don't think that they're ever going to get it. They're never going to get it, never going to get it. They always think in their head completely the wrong way. I don't know what it is. How long were they together? He went to smashing that Poonany right here. They had immense love. They have immense love. All right. He's moved on. Trust me. All right. He's moved on. How long were they together? All right. They were together. Okay. They broke up. She had to put it all on the internet. No one cheated. No one was mean. They just broke up. She basically got her bad boy fetish. All right. She felt young again. There he is. He definitely a Chad. He's definitely a Chad. He must be a rodeo horse rider or something. He looks like he rides the rodeo. All right, well, she was riding a rodeo out there for sure. All right, but he didn't want no relationship with you. You was one of many bitches he was throttling. That's all. That's all. All right, he's a Chad. This is a Chad. She got her Chad bad boy fetish, and that was it. Let me see here. Let's see how long. There it is right there, and she was like posting them all on the video, all in the picture. All right, he kind of tired of that bunking that Bronco. I don't regret going public with him. He does. I don't regret introducing him to my kids. I don't regret anything. Oh, yeah, you do. Oh, yeah, you do. All right. And she probably was paying for shit. He probably was like, this is the best of both worlds. Let's see how long they were together. All right. It doesn't say how long they were together, but I'm pretty sure it was less than a year. And of course, guess what? He's a TikToker from Montana. 7 months. 7 months. All right. That's what it is right there. 7 months. And there she is on the internet trying to save face. He was done with your old ass. All right. And you had to post this shit on the internet. Now he's like, there's too many broads out here. Not dealing with this old bitter. Look at this. Now he can get some young calico out here. Right here. And you done wasted all that money trying to get you a bad boy. Speaking of bad boys, Pamela Anderson says it's tough staying single after dating so many bad boys. They never get it, y'all. Even Pamela Anderson, how old is she? 58? Pamela Anderson got to be damn near 60. There she is right there, ladies and gentlemen. You talk about prime or decline. Look at this right here.
Oh, the humanity.
All right, my goodness. You talk about prime or decline, gentlemen and ladies. Guys, I always tell guys, one day these women going to figure out. No, they not. They ain't going to figure out a cotton picking thing. They still going to be out here acting funky. Look at Vivica Fox. Look at these people out here. They still out here. Remember that black lady that I showed you earlier? They still out here acting funky. All right, so let's see what we got here. They don't mention her age, so we got to look it up. Got to look it up. Pamela Anderson. Pamela Anderson age. She is 57, all right? 57 ain't what it used to be. 57, you was really done. Pamela Anderson says it's tough staying single after dating so many bad boys. Damn. 57. When you, wait, right here. Okay, so that was it. So right here. All right, it says right here. All right, her much well-deserved renaissance continues as she's been selected as one of Glamour's Woman of the Year. Alongside, what did she do? How do you get Women of the Year? She reflects on everything from, it says right here, Dextro's career to her family life and the men she fell in love with along the way. All right, let me see if we can get through it. See if it says it right there. All right, she dated Tommy Lee. We got it. She was married. And all of that stuff. Yeah, anyway. All right, so anyway, the point of it is, there you go right there, ladies and gentlemen. All right, listen. All right. For the young people, Pamela Anderson was at one point one of the sexiest women alive. Now, I know ninjas are going to disagree. But let's go ahead and pull up Pamela Anderson for the young brothers here. You might not know who this woman is, you know. Pamela Anderson. Let's see if we can pull her up for prime and decline. Well, this is Pamela Anderson back in the day right here. This is when she was on Baywatch. All right, she's from Canada. I believe she's from Vancouver or Toronto, Canada. All right, a lot of Canadian women came down via Playboy. All right, but she was a baddie back in the day. This is her before she became famous when she was about 18, 19, or 20. All right, right there, that's her. Then she got into Playboy magazine, and then she became like a blonde bombshell. All right, she was a blonde bombshell. So that's Pamela Anderson. Then she dated a lot of bad boys and all of that stuff. Let me see if I can find her Baywatch. That's when she was really on top of her game on Baywatch. But she was in Playboy back when Playboy was a thing. Yeah, this is a good. She also was on a show called Tool Time with Tim Taylor. Tim the Tool Man Taylor. All right. She was on was it called Tool Time or it was called something else? But that's Pamela Anderson right there when she was young. All right. This is her now. All right. There he goes. Where's her hair got flattened up? All right, for sure. But what's called another show? Tool Time was the show on the show. Yeah, she got an STI. She got an STI, but she was just a basic blonde bombshell, back in the day where blondes ran everything. And she had a scene in the intro of the show where she'd be running. Yeah, Home Improvement was the show. Home Improvement was the show, but Tool Time was the show on Home Improvement. All right, so that's Pamela Anderson right there. All right, on the right, that's her younger version right there. You see her, before thicker girls start getting into the game right there. Is this Pamela Anderson in 1992? Lord have mercy. All right, that's her in 92 right there. But this is her in 2024 right there, Prime and Decline. So she was definitely I guess a sex symbol back in the day. But now she's 57 talking about it's tough being single if you can't ride the cock carousel.
Gotta get.
Wait, also, it's tough being single when you have an STI. All right. So, I mean, it's hard to date bad boys when they know you got an STI. Speaking of Playboy, this woman says right here, she's an ex-Playboy model, but she's now homeless. All right. And she says, I live with Hugh Hefner. Now I'm sleeping in a tent. Now, I call cap on this story, but we'll go ahead and read it. She went from Hefner to homeless, a former model who lived in the infamous Playboy mansion and partied with the biggest celebrities. The world's biggest celebrity is now living in a tent. Her name is Louise Glover, age 41. She was crowned Playboy Model of the Year back in 2006. Briefly lived rent-free in the lavish Los Angeles estate of Hugh Hefner. But the British beauty's fortune says right here, took a turn in 2010 when she suffered a cardiac arrest following a breast implant surgery and spent 5 weeks in the hospital. Now, I don't know. This tent looks a little clean, right? And it might be a tent on someone's property. So I don't know what's going on here. So there she is here. The wall is undefeated for sure. All right. And she claims she then turned into a fitness instructor. And she was fitting this Dilsnick in her. Well, never mind. I won't say it. All right. But she's claiming now she was a fitness instructor after she, had her heart attack. And now that's led her to be homeless. So this is her in body paint. I don't know if I can show that. But there she is in her prime with Hugh Hefner when she was 23 years old. Crowned Model of the Year in 2006. All right. By that point, it really didn't mean as much as it did today. There's Hefner out here. He dead. And she began modeling at age 20. There she is planning a kiss. So no Me Too for Hefner. And she probably slept with a lot of guys. She was named the British Carmen Electra in the United States. She attended parties with stars like Leonardo DiCaprio, Matt Perry, and Paris Hilton. So she was out here in these streets. We're talking about this for a reason, by the way.
In these streets.
But do me a favor, hit the like button. There she is right there, Louise Glover. All right, but it says right here, she danced around Snoop Dogg as he performed on stage at the house. And there she is right there when she was prime with Hugh Hefner right there. And there she is again. So they're saying right now that she's homeless living in a tent. You know what I mean? She used up her best, most fertile years. This is before OnlyFans, guys. You have to see her in the magazine. And there she is now on hard times. I mean, it happens to the best of us. All right, it happens to the best of us. But, yep, there she is. It looks like there's a commune there. So, I don't know. The story looks suspicious to me. But it looks like there's a community of tents. So, I don't know if this is true or not. She says, I'm trying to stay upbeat and make the most out of my situation, but it is difficult. She admits, I need to get myself out of this pickle soon. Things have changed. Things have to change before the winter hits.
I'm in a bind, Nate.
She in a bind. All right. She's not working with much. She looking a little, like she likes black men now. All right. She definitely built like she likes black men. All right, she's in her black man phase right now. Black man will come and rescue that shit up real quick. White man might not come and rescue that shit up. She wasn't all that to begin with. She's certainly not my type. She not bad looking, though. When she was younger, maybe. All right, back when the low rise. This picture is good, but that's hella airbrush. All right, that's hella Photoshop. Yeah. She definitely was she definitely was trafficked. Well, I guess you can't be trafficked if they came to the house. All right, yeah. People saying it's set trap. You can't be trafficked if you came to the crib. It's an evil world out there. All right, we got, man, I think I'm going to get through this show. We're going to try. It's an evil world we live in right here. We still got some more.
It's an evil world we live in.
Apparently, it says right here, a 16-year-old scallywag lies about her age to Laser Dim to get flown out to Miami and then tries to expose him and ruin his career. All right, so they're saying the young lady in this photo is 16 years old. Yeah, a lot of y'all would get got out here, brothers. All right, she does look 16 in the face. I will give her that. But the body is, adult style. But let's see what's happening here. Laser Dim, never heard of him. All right, so let's see what's happening here. All right, it says, let me see if I can refresh this page to see what's going on here. So this isn't a gotcha moment. They're trying to describe what's going on. So here it is. Laser Dim 700 welcomes his newborn daughter. There's the video right there. And apparently she's commented on this video. It says, the way this ninja flew me out last month. All right. So again, this woman has found out that this man was out here busy making babies and she's mad. So she comes out and says, hey, this dude just flew me out last month. And then another person says, aren't you a minor? All right. So you see it here. I'll make it clear as they go through the thing here. And it says, aren't you a minor? And then what she says, where y'all getting your information? And it says, Yeen never denied the age. Hey, man, I'm trying to read. Okay, so for some reason, they then go back in her past posts to find out. It says she's 15 because she just turned 16. I forgot her birthday. So they went and found out, basically on some information she posted, that she was legit 16 years old. And it says right there, she's 15 because she just turned 16. And she says, why are you trying to involve yourself, you goofy ass ninja? So she apparently is not being a victim here. She's not backing down. It says she lied about her age. So she lied about her age in the DMs. You're going to see it here in a minute as this video keeps going. It says, this isn't the gotcha moment you think it was right here. Let me see if I can find where they're going to go to the DMs. Maybe it's on the next slide. Oh, here it is. It's on the next slide. So they found her DMs, or she screenshotted it. And it says right here, she was the one that reached out. So it gets dangerous out here. It gets dangerous. So then she showed she was the one that reached out on him. He made an Instagram story. She replied to it. Daddy, come here. And then he replied, you in Miami. Now, I'm not trying to get this man in trouble. But what I'm here to show you is a lot of these young girls are victims. Not victims, they're volunteers. So let's see where she lied about the age. I'm saying you told me it was yesterday. You in Tampa. Yeah, okay. It says right here at the crib, about to get some bud, then go to Tampa. So she's smoking dope. Not a surprise. She says, I'm in St. Petersburg. He says, how old you is. Unbelievable. All right. You reading it correct. HIE, old, YU is. All right. This is the response from the gentleman here, right here. How old you is. Then she says, I'm 18. How about you? And he says 22. So you can see that she clearly lied about her age. All right, so the guy should be exonerated. And, of course, judging by this photo right here, yeah, he should get a pass for that. All right, Florida's age of consent, I believe, is 17. It might be 18, actually, but I'm not sure. But if they were in Florida, obviously the age of consent, she would be under the age of consent, certainly not the age of majority. But if you just took this right here, you definitely are looking at somebody that doesn't look 16 in the body. She certainly looks 16 in the face, and the fact that she lied about her age and still getting flown out. So my question is this. If you're a 16-year-old, where are your parents? I don't understand. There would be no way my kid could get flown out at 16. There would be no way. I don't even know how that would happen unless there's a custody exchange, and then when the mother is there, did they fly? How are these girls getting flown out? We're going to get to that when we get to the Diddy conversation. All right, this is crazy how these girls are on the internet targeting the men they want. They're going after them, and they're clearly sinking their claws into them. Again, we call them victim or volunteer. Victim or volunteer. At some particular point, she can play the victim. And legitimately, people could say, hey, you shouldn't have been messing with that 16-year-old girl. You shouldn't have been messing with her, right? And then he would be like, well, she told me she was 18. And then judging from this photo, you would say, probably looks like it. But you need to check ID out here, because even these young men that are 22, 23, right? You may have a little bit of status. We never heard of these guys, but they got a little bit of status. And you can get got simply by falling victim to the predator. All right, daddy, come here. Daddy, come here. I mean, this is not a victim, is it? This is her asserting herself on that grown-ass man. Wow. Just like that. So, and it took the internet to actually expose her, because she was the one actually tried to expose him, and she ended up getting exposed. I don't think anything will happen, because both of these people were, I don't think anything happens to guys like this. Now, unless there's a case that happens to him years later, something may happen later on. All right, where are we at? All right, that should have been Crime and Law CGA, but we'll do it. All right, Crime and Law CGA. We're here. Give me a second. Okay, all right, we talked about that earlier. A lot of these young girls are really forward with it. They're not as much victims as people want to make them out to be. All right, Straggle and Sniggle. Oh, sorry. Crime and Law CGA. Sorry. All right, here it is. It says this guy right here, a bad B attitude turned into a fight with the police. The police. Let's see what happened here. Apparently, we have a young lady going crazy outside, drunk at the nightclub. All right, let's go ahead and show you on the screen. There she is out here getting drunk on the nightclub scene. And let's see what happens.
Thank you.
That is my sister.
All right, we got
I'm so sorry.
All right, we got it under control.
I know. No, don't do this. You got it. I'm so sorry.
But what? It doesn't help.
No. I get it.
All right.
She's a baby. She's got engaged.
Right.
She's about to get. Yeah. It's one of the.
All right.
Yeah. We're going home. This is so much shit. It's so weird. No.
Okay.
We've never been. No, they know what the deal is.
All right. Thanks, ladies.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Man, I swear to God, man, I don't miss these days of going out late night, drinking, and the girls get drunk, buzzed, and they start acting like this. I don't know how y'all try to convince men to go out and do this. All right, this shit is crazy. All right, these bird heads still bird heading.
Listen,
All right, thank you.
have a good night.
All right,
She's not.
Okay, thank you.
I appreciate it.
Take care. All right, man.
These fucking douchebags.
Well, she kept coming over here with it, kept trying to bring the fight back. Okay,
All
y'all
right,
can
so the woman in question is here in the plaid skirt. Let's take a look.
go.
I just said we can go.
Okay, y'all can go.
We're just waiting.
Wait on your family. Okay.
Okay, listen to me. Let's go. We're gonna be okay. We're just waiting.
waiting
No,
on-
we're not waiting.
She's waiting on her friend.
We're not waiting for anything. We're going. No, I'm talking to him. Y'all are together, right?
Yes.
Okay. I genuinely don't feel like I did anything wrong to you, and I don't know why you're being so
I'm not going to.
All right, my brother said loser activities. For real, this is, to me, they be trying to make y'all lame for not going out like this. I mean, guys, I'm going to tell you young guys, do not feel like you're lame for not doing this stupid shit. You're not missing anything. These people are losers. All right, people who do this all the time. I'm not the people that do this sometime. People who do this all the time and think they're cool, going out dealing with people like this, they're losers. Trust me, these aren't winners in life, but they'll try to make you feel like you missing something. Man, you ain't out here. This is how we do. Bruh, these people are losers. All right, absolutely.
Debate this with you. I am not going to debate this with you, sweetheart.
That's
Not
fine.
happening. Okay.
I haven't done anything to
You have.
How? Because that lady does a whole lot. Let's go. Come on.
All right, and they always got some drama. Let's go. Let's move. Just doing way too much. So here's what happens here. Apparently, they get in the scuffle. There's a big titty black woman here. I don't know what's going on here.
I know.
I am not here to
But
impress you.
listen, obviously not. Listen, this shit was stupid. Like,
It was.
the girl just did, she just thought, like,
It's just the jealousy.
Come on. Come on, he's like 5'9". The girl literally,
He's like 5'9". As these drunk bitches just slurring their words. And a lot of men go through these women and get rejected and feel bad. All right. And they be out here trying to be like, you're 5'9". All right. And then you go home with low self-esteem because these bitches rejected you. These women out here out of control. All right. Do not think that you're missing anything by not doing this. Please.
girl literally thought, like, can I get this seat next to me?
Hey, ma'am, come here. Now you're not leaving. Now you're not leaving. You're getting a criminal trespass. You're not coming
I have
back.
not done anything to you.
Now you're coming back inside.
I'm
Here we
sorry.
go. Come on.
No.
I'm going to guess you're coming back.
I have never done anything to you.
Now you just talk to yourself. Come on.
No, do not touch me.
Go get Jim, please.
Oh,
Do
no.
not touch me. Stop touching me. I would never do
You're
anything
getting
to
criminally trespassed. Let me see your driver's license one more time.
Please stop doing
Let
that.
me have your driver's license.
Ninjas be really outside running game and trying to have sex with these women and thinking they doing something. Like, I'm out here, man, in these streets outside. I'll be out here trying to bone these girls and hook up. All right, bruh, this is losers. These are all losers. And then when you fuck this girl and she false allegates you, all right, or wakes up drunk and acts like she doesn't know what happened or crashes out on you, then you act surprised.
No, please stop.
Let me have your driver's license.
No. Stop touching me.
Oh, stop touching me, huh? It's always stop. Damn, she wrestling.
Say stop.
Oh, my. Resisting arrest.
Stop. Stop fucking touching me.
Oh.
Stop.
Ma'am,
Stop.
Come on. Ma'am, come on.
Stop. Stop fucking touching me. Please stop doing
You're
this.
getting a criminal trespass warning. You're not coming back in here.
I will never come back on.
Okay, you're going to get a piece of paper.
Oh, there she goes. Oh, this old ninja let her go and fell down. Oh, my goodness, ninja. Come on, bruh.
Come on, baby. Come on now. Come on.
Please.
Who's like, come on,
You're going to
baby?
get criminally trespassed.
She gone. Oh, ninja, the ninja done fell. Unbelievable. Look at this shit.
Oh, the humanity.
All right. He called. Look at her, man. This is sad. She out of there. She went rabbit. Put her in jail, man. You couldn't get that skinny old 110-pound bitch, all right, to the ground, old ass cop. This pig. All right, come on, piggy. Piggy in a blanket. You couldn't even get that young piece of calico down to the ground. All right, come on. She didn't even kick you in the shin, fam. Look at this. What the hell's going on here? All right, he finally catches up to her, and this is the important part right here. Listen to what she says next. All right, she had nowhere to go. I mean, she was only going to go so far. He's sweating. He can't breathe.
Come on. Let's go.
Listen to me. I won't do this
Come
to
on.
you.
Let's go. Go back up here. Come on.
All right, so let me tell you what's happening next. All right, so now this is where, as a police officer, you're going to get in trouble because now she's ran somewhere out of public eye. Now, there are two officers there. All right, so this is where women normally claim that they've been sexually assaulted by the police officer. Why? Because there's no witnesses, right? You're pretty much by yourself. And now she's cornered. And listen to what she says, guys. These are the games that young drunk women play and young women play. She's going to say the magic words. Anybody know what the magic words are? Type in the magic words. What do you think she's going to say? This is what we've been going through since middle school, high school, and a little bit of college until we wake the fuck up. All right. What are the magic words? Let's see if you guys can figure it out. Right here.
Don't do this.
Come on. Let's go.
Please.
Let's go.
What do you mean, let's go?
Hey, Sonny, give me a piece of paper.
Come on, let's go.
I'll do whatever you want.
There it is. There it is. Now, luckily, he has a body camera. Did you hear what she just said? Did you hear, gentlemen? Oh, somebody said that. BMSL got it. I'll do whatever you want. There it is. You heard it. Now, guys, men and women, that is an offer for sex. That right there is her offering sex to get out of the situation. Now, many people have been caught doing this. Women have been doing this for years and then claim to be the victim. I'll do whatever you want. I'm going to play it again. A lot of men get weak in these situations, and then you're like, nobody's looking, and then you fall for it. Then she claims victim. We're going to talk about that later on in these cases. All right, she's clearly offering sex right there. That is what they call enticement. Listen to this.
What do you mean, let's go?
Hey, Sonny, give me a piece of paper.
Come on, let's go.
I'll do whatever you want.
I'll do whatever you want. Now, simps are going to say that's not what she meant. But this is the conundrum. This is the conundrum for men. This is what makes it plausible deniability. She can say it doesn't really mean that. I'll do whatever you want. She's clearly not complying. She clearly ran. She's clearly she's in custody. Why do you have to do whatever I want? See, that is the I'll do anything. I'll do whatever you want. That clearly is an invitation. Then if something happens, then she can set him up. Hey, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that. That's plausible deniability. Men fall for it every single time. I didn't mean sex. What did you mean then? What did you mean by I'll do whatever you want? What do you mean by I'll do whatever you want? Why now? I already got you in custody. You don't have to do anything. Bitch, you going to jail. But that just invites plausible deniability when you can't. That's why women get away with what they get away with, because they don't clearly say what they want, or they don't clearly say, hey, this is what I'm going to do. They just leave it open. Then you fall for it. Then they come back and say, I didn't mean that. All right, let's hear it again. Gentlemen, watch out for this.
What do you mean, let's go?
Hey, Sonny, give me a piece of paper.
Come on, let's go.
Come on, let's go. She's in custody. She doesn't have to say anything.
I'll do whatever you want. Like, what are you trying to do to me?
What are you trying to do to me?
Watch your step.
Hey, guys, please.
Let's go.
Get my step.
Let's go.
Please.
Let's go.
All right, so that's that. We just want to have a teachable moment for you men. All right, that is called plausible deniability, because then when you insert anything, whatever, then she can come back and say, I didn't mean that. All right, whatever and anything means whatever and anything. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. There's no reason to say it. You can just be clear about that. But that is called plausible deniability. You guys have to understand what that is when you're dealing with them, because you can get easily caught up in a situation, listening to them, assuming that they're offering something, and then all of a sudden, great, sexual assault. I didn't mean that. He thought I meant that. I don't know why he thought I meant that, but I didn't mean it, okay? All right? I didn't mean it. All right? Here it is. We got some simp-ass ninjas in here. Hey, they don't want you to learn. They don't want you guys to learn. They don't want you to learn. Men have been caught on that all the time. There's no need to say, I'll do whatever you want. All right, there's no need to say that. All right, she was already in custody. But we got some penguin ninjas in here. Penguin ninjas, raise your hand. She already ran. She already got caught. There's no need to say, I'll do whatever you want. That is a plausible, deniable statement. All right? That literally could get you in trouble if a guy said it. I'll do whatever you want. What if a guy, by the way, has a man ever uttered those words in this situation? You see the Mitches? Has a man ever said that in that situation? A man has never uttered those words. There ain't been one man in the history of that situation or any situation like it that has uttered the words, I'll do whatever you want. Not one. And here come the Mitches. No, don't read into it. No, man has never said that. The man has never, ever had to mean that because he's never had that to offer. Unless he was saying, I'll give you $500. No, man has never said no shit like that. So here come the simps trying to help her out of the situation. Men never say things like that because we don't have that to offer. And if we do, they'll be like, what are you trying to bribe me? That would be bribery. What do you mean by, if a man said that, that would be bribery? What do you mean you'll do whatever I want? Okay. So the simp ass ninjas, the penguin ninjas out here trying to cape for these hoes again. All right. Right. A man has never said, I'll do whatever you want while you were in custody. What does that mean? If you were defending her, what does it mean if a man said, I'll do whatever you want, and the police asked him by the arm? What does that mean? It means nothing. Because a man doesn't have anything to offer. Right? Anyway. All right. Anyway, Diddy said it. All right. They had Diddy saying this right here at the party.
I like when you like this, Daddy.
Yeah, where you put my bag?
Daddy, I like when you scrambling and scraping for shit.
Yeah, that's what they said at the Diddy party. Man would never utter those words because everybody knows what it would mean. She utters the word and the simp enforcer's out again. Oh, no. Oh, you're reading too much into it. She didn't mean it. Right here. All right, speaking of Diddy, let's get into Diddy's situation. Well, let's not get into Diddy's situation here. All right. The police would like her to be scrambling and scraping.
I like when you like this, Daddy.
Yeah, where you put my bag?
Daddy, I like when you scrambling and scraping for shit.
All right, so what if the officer walked up to that woman and said, hey, baby, I like what you're doing. I like when you scrambling and scraping for shit. Okay, would that officer be wrong? All right, when he was tussling with her right here, hold up for a second. Let me see if I can get it lined up.
Criminal trespass. You're not coming back.
I have not done anything to you.
Now you're coming back inside.
I'm
Here we
sorry.
go. Come on.
No.
I'm going to guess you're coming back.
I have never done anything to you.
Now you just talked yourself.
All right, right here. So when he's doing this and he said this right here.
When you like this, Daddy.
Yeah, where you put my bag?
Daddy, I like when you scrambling and scraping for shit.
Yeah. All right. If the officer said, I like when you scrambling and scraping for shit. There he is. There she is, scrambling and scraping. Oh, coach, man, that ain't what it means. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, my goodness. She's scrambling and scraping. All right. Oh, coach, that ain't what it means. She clearly scrambling and scraping. And she said, I'll do anything you want. Yep. Okay. All right. You want to drop that neck? All right. Right back here in the corner in the dark area. All right. Goodness gracious. All right. The woman right here. There's a woman out here defending Diddy. It says woman who attended the Diddy parties speaks out saying that the only reason this is happening to me or to him is because he's black. Quote, if you're on the internet making fun of another black man's demise, you're trash. All right. So, by the way, I don't know what black is these days, but she doesn't look like it. But she could be a mulatto. But she said she was at the Diddy party.
In these streets.
Scrambling and scraping. Scrambling and scraping. All right, so let's hear what she has to say. Right here.
At a ball, y'all took pictures, y'all posted.
All right, hold up. Let's go back. All right. She said something that I've said as well.
Y'all, and there was something that I forgot to mention the other day when I was talking about the Diddy situation. Y'all already know how I feel. I feel like you bitches knew what the fuck y'all was getting yourselves into. Y'all had a ball, y'all took pictures, y'all posted, y'all told your friends, y'all felt like y'all was on top of the world, y'all was going on vacations, and then for whatever reason, now you bitches want some money anyway. Whether it be because he cut you off, whether it be because he's not hitting you up no more, whether it be because you feel like a goofy because you didn't get nothing out of it, whatever it be, it's lame as fuck what y'all are doing. But outside of that, you niggas, this is what I gotta say to you niggas. You niggas that are sitting around laughing, making jokes. Number one, Diddy is such a just kind person in general that he would have probably opened his home to you. Some of y'all have probably been at them freak offs, which really are parties. They're rich people parties, okay? Stop calling them freak offs, y'all. And there was some, they're rich people parties. If the feds and whatever else want to call them freak offs, that's on them. But at the end of the day, they're rich nigga parties. Rich white men do this shit all the time. Attorneys, doctors, real estate moguls, finance guys, brokers, all type of rich white men do this shit all the time. But because Diddy is black and of high status, of course, he's not allowed to do the same thing that rich white men do. He's not allowed to indulge in the same behavior, parties, lifestyle, etc. that rich white men do. It's fucking twisted. It's really fucking twisted, and it's sad. It's sad to watch someone who's a mogul for the black community, in the black community, who speaks very highly of the black community and tries to instill growth and excellence and black excellence and preaches it and preaches love. And he's getting shitted on. They're shitted on by not only the feds.
Does she not have clothes on? She got a towel on.
And the people filing lawsuits, but his people, his community. And it's like, y'all are making a mockery of it. And I see it. I see y'all's posts. And some of y'all are black men of high status or in the same, not maybe in the same financial position, but a high economic advantage or high financial status. It could be y'all tomorrow. And y'all are laughing and making a mockery as if he doesn't need our support. As if it doesn't matter. This matters because the jury that's going to see this type of shit is looking at the shit, whether they say they are or not. They are. So it's like, y'all are literally making a mockery of him as if it can't be you tomorrow. And it should be some of you niggas, because some of you dirtball ass niggas are really sexually harassing, really shitting on by, really sexually assaulting girls, and really having to spike women's drinks and force them and make them do drugs to fuck with you. Some of y'all are really having to do that shit. Diddy's not. Like, he's fucked with the baddest bitches. Why do you think that he needs to spike your drink to fuck him? Or make you do drugs to fuck him? Bitch, you willingly took them drugs. You wanted to vibe and be a vibe and get invited to the next rendezvous and party out. But I've already spoken that piece. I'm not going to speak on it again. But you niggas are lame as fuck. The ones that are laughing at him, making jokes about him, this is his livelihood. And y'all are acting as if this is a joke. I don't give a fuck if he had 10,000 bottles of baby oil. Niggas is ashy. He has guests. Y'all not gonna talk about any other things that he may have kept in his home, dental kits, toothbrushes. Like, I'm over it. Really sexually assaulted, but you niggas are lame. Losers. Lame as fuck. Just want you to know, you're lame. If you're on the internet making fun of a black man's demise, you're trash. You're a loser. You really are fucking, especially being another black man. Like, you're a fucking loser. I want you to hear me clearly.
Oh no. Okay, people, she's more blacker than Kamala Harris at this point. People are asking, is she black? I mean, shit. Anybody could be black at this point. All right, but she using that N-word very recklessly for sure. She looked like a mulatto. She looked like she got somebody black in her family, or you-ish, or you know who-ish. All right, what do you think about this scenario? All right, we did have a vote earlier saying that 85% of the voters, and we had over 1,000 voters, voted that said that these people are volunteers. 85% of you guys agreed in this situation that this woman is saying the same thing. And I've said similar things. Now, I don't know everything about every single victim, and we're going to talk about every single victim here in a minute and who the possible victims are and what type of victims they're claiming to be. But we've been talking about the drink up all the drink, stay in the 5-star hotels, getting flown out, eating at the restaurant, eating all the shrimp cocktail and the oysters, eating all the filet mignon, and smoking all the drugs and doing all the Tusi. And now, guess what? All right, now guess what? They're also the victims, and we've now seen this more times than not. And it's easy for everybody to frame him. Now, I'm not saying we know he's got some stuff in his back, but she's even saying other people are doing this. And of course, now people are throwing other people's names in this, including Tony Busby, saying that there were banks that facilitated this, hotels, restaurants. There were people financing it. She said this was a major sex trafficking operation. Okay. But they was on the red carpet at the VIP, all up in the video, all on the record, all in the pictures. This is what she's saying, and I don't think she's completely wrong. I don't think she's completely wrong at all. Now, not many people are willing to defend Diddy at all. She's defending him in 100%. 100%. I'm not defending him at 100%. I'm saying that, yeah, people was out here and now the money dried up and the party's over and Diddy is not who he was. So that's easy to take him down. Let's jump on that bandwagon. Jump on the bandwagon. Now, some other people are saying just because you went to a party, does that mean you need to be sexually assaulted? That's absolutely false. No. All right. But there were people who were willing participants and it was going good and they was getting jiggy. It was getting jiggy. And now they want to turn state's evidence. Now they want to say they were victims. Right. And how do we know that? Well, let's go back to the original poll. The original poll said, yep. And then guess what? When the drinks were free and the bar was open and the section was happening and bottles was being popped, people was there. All right. People was putting on, they were lathering on baby oils and all of this. But it says right here, are these people volunteers, meaning cash grab? And by definition, a civil lawsuit is a cash grab, right? So you're trying to go for cash. You're not going for criminal prosecution, which means in effect, anybody that has a civil case is going for cash. They're grabbing for cash. Even the attorneys in this situation, Tony Busby, who was the attorney known for having the majority of the victims in the Deshaun Watson case. And Deshaun Watson had over 25 women that all got sued, that all sued Deshaun Watson civilly, not criminally. Deshaun Watson never faced criminal time. These were all civil suits. And by definition, civil suits are cash grabs. They went in for money. Tony Busby has a 1-800 number, and he is now trying to get people to sue Diddy separately, civilly, not in a class action suit, but they're trying to go in separately and sue him civilly. By definition, whether you were a victim or not, that is a cash grab. You're going in to grab money based on the circumstances. And we know that, yeah, his circumstances are dire. This is a pile-on, and the attorneys are smelling blood in the water. Now, let's hear this again, because we touched on this yesterday, of what Diddy is up against here. And we're going to see if this woman is right. Let's play the video.
And victims are coming forward. Our team has had at this point.
All right. Let me see something here. It looks like I have a video that has bad audio. So let me go ahead and see if I can get another video related to this. Tony Busby's news conference.
You should know that some of this behavior occurred at well-known venues in New York City.
All right. Let me go back.
30%.
Okay.
And you have been victimized. You are not alone.
You're not alone.
There is a great strength in numbers. You can seek redress. You can obtain justice. We can help you, and we will help you. That being said, as stated, we are vetting every call that we receive. We have had to turn away some. For each, we ask for corroboration. For each, we ask for the identity of witnesses. We also have collected pictures, videos, texts. We check venues, we check dates, We want to corroborate that the claims being made have legitimacy and merit. We have.
All right, so let me just say this and state the obvious here. He's even saying himself that some of the claims that he has gotten have not been legitimate, right? So let's just be honest. They're getting non-legitimate claims, which means in effect, there are people trying to go for the cash grab that they had to turn away. So that then brings in the question, well, there are people claiming to be victims that weren't actually victims. So I'm not defending. I'm just saying the obvious. He said we have to turn people away because we cannot legitimize their claims. So people claim to be a victim, but they were a volunteer or they were lying. Let's continue.
On staff now, a former detective from the Major Offenders Unit of Houston Police Department who is helping us vet each claim. We're using our common sense. We're being stringent because, as I said, these are not easy cases. They're very tough. The process is hard, and in some cases, the process is very lengthy. These cases are hard to prove. Many times, it's the victim's word against the alleged perpetrator.
True.
Each of these victims will no doubt be publicly attacked by the alleged perpetrators,
right?
And in some cases, the general public. The feckless and cowardly keyboard warriors love to attack. We know what we're up against. We did not enter this fray blindly. I wish it was my last such fray.
No,
I wish this type of behavior wasn't so pervasive.
My man about to get paid.
But it is what it is, so we will press on.
My man's about to get paid.
As I said, our law firms have been retained by 120 individuals at this point.
This is where it gets mad.
Pursue cases in civil court against Sean Diddy Combs.
All right, so these are civil cases, again, which does tell you they're not trying to get criminal restitution. They're not trying to get them in jail. They're just trying to get a settlement, and they're going to get a settlement. I mean, Diddy's going to be left broke at the end of this for sure, and rightly so in many of these cases.
You should know, in this group, it is evenly divided between males and females.
Wow.
There are 60 males and 60 females who have joined us to pursue these claims.
120. Goodness.
In this group, 62% identify as African American.
All right, this is not my. This video is the one messing up. 62% African American.
30% are white, and the remainder are Hispanic or Asian. The victims are from more than 25 states. Majority are from California, New York, Georgia, and Florida. I want to focus.
That's not my video.
Of these victims.
That's the video.
When we talk about the ages of the victims when the conduct occurred, it's shocking. Our youngest victim at the time of the occurrence was 9 years old.
Oh, my.
We have an individual who was 14 years old.
14?
We have one who was 15.
All right, so just so you guys know, I've looked this up. The 9-year-old victim in this case is a male. 9-year-old male victim. And he's also saying that when we release the list, these are gonna be household names. All right, they're gonna supposedly release the list. And of course, this is different than the Epstein because Epstein and his female pimp, his facilitator, had the list. All right, and there was a list that went around, but it was not legitimized by Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell or Ghislaine, whatever her name is. All right, so they had a list. They never corroborated a list, but this list is a little bit different because this is a victims list that has called and contacted the attorneys with enough evidence. So the 9-year-old is a male. The 14, 15-year-old supposedly are females. Now, this does beg the question when you go back because there are some people saying that the parents, this guy's going to even say this, the parents were the ones that were presenting the kids to Diddy. All right. It wasn't like Diddy was coming to find these kids, but the parents were the ones presenting. And he's going to mention this, why they were presenting and passing on the kids to Diddy. Remember, Usher was in the same situation. Usher was a minor male and Usher's parents sent Usher to Diddy. Justin Bieber, similar. R. Kelly, similar. Even Chingy the rapper said a lot of parents, in order to make themselves or their kids famous, they were selling and pushing their daughters to them. There's a clip of Chingy, the rapper, even saying this. Michael Jackson situation, similar. The parents, in order to make their kids famous or be around, were pushing their kids into these situations. So when you talk about the minors, then you have to go back and say, well, how did the minor get there? How did a 9-year-old get there? How did a 14, 15-year-old get there? The same thing with Aaliyah. Aaliyah, parents, mom, pushed Aaliyah into R. Kelly's arms. Now, I didn't say that R. Kelly and Diddy and all of these people, Michael Jackson, should have done what they did. However, they're showing you that parents will do whatever and sell their kids over to celebrities in order for them to get famous. All right, so let's talk about that part as we continue. Let's continue.
25 of the 120 individuals who are...
Let me stop right here because people brought up Beyonce. There is a person named Jaguar Wright right now currently saying Beyonce's mom did the same thing to Beyonce. Now, but I'm not here to gossip. I'm not here to gossip. I'm here just to report stories, and I'm not a reporter. But there is a person right now saying Beyonce, same thing. Beyonce's no different. When she was young, her mother pushed Beyonce to Jay-Z when she was young. All right, I'm not here to start no static, and I don't know why I don't have the video up. All right, I had the video up, but maybe they took it down. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Let me see here. Let me pull it up. So before we continue, let me see here. Jaguar Wright, Beyonce, Tina Knowles. So she's coming after Tina Knowles in the same situation and saying, let me see if I can pull up the video. Yeah, man, boy, the video must be somewhere. I had it on one of my tabs. All right, but it says that's basically what she was saying there. She was trying to basically say Beyonce's mom did the same thing to Beyonce. All right, I was just watching it earlier as I was preparing for the show. I wasn't going to play it, but now that I'm looking for it, it's not there. Oh, I found it. All right, I found the video. Oh, here we go right here. I'm going to have to pull it up over here. See if I can pull it up just so you can see what I'm talking about. See where we are at. Oh boy, she had a lot to say. And by the way, she's been calling this out for years. Tina Knowles. Pardon me, gentlemen. All right, so this is the video right here. All right, and this woman is kind of a rant and raving mess, but she's been saying the same thing. Here we go.
Sell your children off so you can have furs and shit. Sell it down. Stay on my page, Tina. Get no U.S. house. Whore.
Sorry about the music in the background. This is not my video. But she's saying Tina Knowles sold off Beyonce to Jay-Z so she could have furs.
Sell your children off so you can have furs and shit. You knew your husband was pimping your daughter. You let him do it.
You knew your husband was pimping your daughter. You let him do it. All right, so, and that woman has been alleging things for the last 10 years. She hasn't just hopped on the bandwagon. She's been in the industry, and she's been ranting and raving for the past 10 or 15 years about this issue. So, yeah, there's that. So she's been hyper vigilant about that. So and by the way, I think when Beyonce and Jay-Z met, I think she was 17 or 18 at the time. That's neither here nor there. So when we're talking about these type of cases, when this woman's saying, this is what people do, rich people, this is what people in the industry do, these aren't victims, these are volunteers, all right, well, you have to take it, you got to say she's kind of right. You got to say, well, yeah, I mean, in that situation, we've seen these parents do this. Now, I'm not saying that they should, these things should happen to people, but let's continue here. Somebody says she got started. Yeah. And so, yeah, she got started when she was a minor. By the way, I never knew they was a minor group until I got a little bit older. I was like, oh, they were teenagers the entire time? I never knew it. But the Destiny's Child group was never presented as teenagers, just so you guys know. Some groups are presented as teenagers. They were always treated as grown adults. And that was in the early 2000s when they came out. They never were presented as minors. All right, and you will always know some women are presented as minors, like Britney Spears and Monica, even though she really wasn't a minor. Some women are presented as 15 and 16. Destiny's Child was presented as an adult group, but they really were like 15, 16, 17 by the time they got big. They were like 17, 18 by the time they really got big, but they were minors. All right, so it's hard to believe that, because they never were presented as minors at the time. They weren't presented as a pop group, like a candy pop group. They were always minors at the time, especially the first album. All right, but anyway, let's continue.
Plaintiffs in these cases were minors at the time of the acts complained of. The time frame of the acts complained of is very wide. The conduct at issue spans from the years 1991 all the way till this year, 2024. If you wonder why there are so many alleged victims, that's your answer. We're talking about more than 25 years of this type of conduct. Now, although most of the victims who have stepped forward were victimized after 2015, this has been going on for a very long time. Now, when you think about the fact that some of this conduct occurred 25 years ago, and you wonder why would it take somebody so long to step forward, I want to remind you that many states in the United States have recognized that it's very difficult for a victim to step forward and to make these types of allegations when something very terrible has happened to them. I'll use New York, the state of New York, as an example. The state of New York has specific statutes in place that revive claims that are even as endurance. The acts complained of in these cases that we're going to file occurred primarily in New York, either Manhattan or the Hamptons, or occurred in California, primarily in Los Angeles, or in Florida, primarily in Miami. Most of these events and incidents occurred at parties, typically after parties, or album release parties, New Year's Eve parties, 4th of July parties, something they called a puppy party.
Oh, no.
A white party. Although several of these events occurred at auditions.
There we go right there. So let's go back to what we were saying. A lot of groups were presented as adult groups and performed adult material, but they were minors. I think of SWV, the Destiny's Child, Three Little Women. There's some more groups that people were naming that were presented as adults. Foxy Brown. These women were presented doing mature content. They were cursing, talking about Partied and Chris style. They were talking about mature relationship content. And the entire time, they were barely 18. And they end up growing and getting older. And as they got older, they got washed. All right. But a lot of these women have been, they were presented as adults the entire time, especially when we were young. Yep, Danny, we thought these women were like women going to the club, and they were talking about going to the club, and they were talking about partying and shit like that. But at the end of the day, they were all young women, and we didn't know it. Lil' Kim, another example too. These were all like teenagers. Brandy, we knew kind of Brandy. Pussycat Dolls, they were all teenagers. So this has been an industry thing that's been going on a long time, where they put them up and they're like, these are grown women. And now they want to call men predators. But, oh, you liked them then? I didn't realize they were 17, 16. Sierra too. Sierra was another one that was barely 18 when she came out. And you got to always remember, by the time they come out, and let's say they were 18 when they came out, they certainly were 16 and 17 when they were producing the music. In fact, I played a clip of a producer saying that Sierra was 16 when they were recording. When they were recording Sierra's first album, she was 16. So she wasn't a grown woman. And by the time she comes out, she barely 18 years old. All right, so it's one of those things that when you look back now, it's like oh shit, like you don't realize what was being put in front of you. With that being said, a lot of these women were dating grown men, right? They were 15 and 16 dating grown men, right? Rihanna, certainly Rihanna too. So a lot of them had been like that. Yeah. Usher was doing mature music. I mean, they were like, he's a young guy, but he was only 15, 16 when he came out as well. So, yeah, that Jazzy Fizzle video that I showed you of her talking about when she was 16, she'd be in there grinding and dancing and twerking. Remember I showed you that video? And they were talking about Sierra when she was 16, grinding, dancing, and twerking with grown-ass men in the room. Escape, Maya, all of these bands. So white people are like, who you guys talking about? Right? So, yeah, that's the reason I'm bringing that up is that this part of the clip where he's talking about auditions. Chris Brown, Tevin Campbell. So a lot of our music stars were minors. Supremes, Diana Ross, B2K. We all heard the stories. So the auditions, this is where the minors come in because the parents are taking these kids to audition in front, like Lil Bow Wow. I got a 13-year-old boy, he raps. And they put them and say, Diddy, take my 13-year-old boy, take my 9-year-old boy, take my 14-year-old girl. So when we find out, we figure out how does Diddy get to these girls, potentially or allegedly, how does Diddy get to these girls? That's where he said, the auditions. Then you have the puppy party. Maybe Diddy invites young kids. By the way, I knew a guy that used to do cattle calls for modeling. Sorry, I'm trying to get the 2 hours. He used to go from city to city and he would create a radio ad and say, hey, are you in Baton Rouge, Louisiana? Do you ever want to be a model? This is before Instagram, obviously. This is before social media. But they would create an ad. Then they would go to a hotel. He will get a ballroom. And then he will invite all these producers, all of these film people, these so-called industry people. And then he would invite them there. And then people would come. I went to one of these. And when he came in town, I knew the guy. He was from California. I lived in Louisiana at the time. He says, I'm going to be in your town. I went, bruh, there were women dressed up trying to make it as a model. And I'm talking about 15, 16, all the way up to 20, 30, and 40. And there was also parents with kids. And the parents, the moms were running behind the casting guys trying to get their kids to do shit. And I saw one mom for sure of a young boy trying to fuck one of the guys. I saw it with my own eyes. She was doing whatever she needed to do. She was hovering around him, chasing the guy around, saying, I got a room upstairs. I saw it myself. And I was sitting behind the table and I was like, whoa, because people were trying to get put on. Parents were desperate to put kids in front of a person and they were ready to turn tricks and suck dick to get their kid put on. Anything. And I was like, whoa, it's crazy. Like people are hyper crazy to try to get their kid seen and heard. So when he says casting, auditions, and stuff like that, that's how fast and how hardcore people are to get famous. Then when you look at all of these famous people that you've seen all your life, you have to question, why did these people get put on? Why did we get these certain groups? We got these certain groups because either parents were selling their kids and or there were favors, casting couch done. There were parties. There probably were better artists that refused to do that and they never got put on. There's women that have been saying that for a long time. I refuse to be on the casting couch. And they didn't become famous. The ones that became famous, you have to question all of your music that you've ever heard. The only reason you heard it is because somebody did what they needed to do. It's undeniable at this point. It's undeniable. So where the minors come in is the auditions and the casting couch and the parents putting the kids in front of him. And then that allowed him to commit these crimes that they are alleging. All right, let's continue here.
Many times, especially young people wanting to break into the industry, were coerced into this type of conduct in the promise of being made a star, or in the promise of having Sean Combs listen to their tape, or even let them read for Sean Combs. You should know that some of this behavior occurred at well-known venues in New York City. Some of this behavior occurred at private residences of people that we all know.
Oh.
Some of this behavior occurred at hotels that we're all familiar with.
There you go.
You should know that more than 55% of the victims filed reported this conduct to either the authorities, that is the police, or to hospitals.
All right, so that right there tells you that if they have a report prior to all of the, the situation where Cassie came out, Cassie is the timeline. She's the timestamp. When Cassie came out, if you have a report prior to Cassie, then you got a legit case. You got a case that they're probably going to have to settle, right? You went to the police, and at that time, Diddy was pretty powerful, so he can make your case go away. Intimidation, whatever you would call, if that case exists. So when people come out against a powerful person and the case disappears, it prevents other people from coming out. So there you go right there. And I want to say this, man. The industries that we've made so popular and famous, movies, entertainment, music, and all of these things, you now have to question, what have you seen over the past 50 years? What you've seen is quid pro quo. What you've seen is, and they've been saying this about the industry for a long time. Now it's real. What you've seen is sex for sale. That's what you've seen. And even, unfortunately, for the boys in the industry, all the way back to Corey Feldman and any of these situations that these men are trying to come out, they've been speaking the truth. It's been booty hole for sale for young boys. I knew women. I knew a lot of actors when I lived in the valley of San Fernando Valley. A lot of young kids and old kids. And I would ask parents, why don't they have their kids be in that industry? And the parents in the 90s were saying, you don't want your kids in this industry. They get to their booty holes. And the men and the women. The boys and the girls. And I'm like, really? They get to their booty holes, and it's not even alleged at this point. It's pretty much what we see. Yeah, they even said Shirley Temple was out there getting ran through as a minor. Hey, it ain't my bag out here. But they said she was even getting tossed, which is insane, right? So now you got to think, every ticket you bought, every album you bought, every movie you went to, it was quid pro quo. It was pussy for sale. It was dicks getting sucked. Pause. All right? It was booty holes getting robbed.
Chill, son. Hey, yo.
Corey Haim, Corey Feldman, and you wonder why you couldn't get put on and why these people end up turned out by 25. Okay? So it is not just Diddy, by the way, and people saying things like, what about Hugh Hefner? Yeah, the Natalie Wood story. But they said, what about Hugh Hefner? Let me not get ahead of myself. Well, Hugh Hefner wasn't trafficking people, allegedly. He had it all happening in a brothel. So he had if he was doing it, he had a brothel and he had his paperwork, right? So he wasn't moving girls around the country from hotel to hotel in front of person to person. He had his shit fixed in the one site. So that ain't trafficking, if you say so. For me, that's a legitimate brothel, right? So you got a brothel, if you will. But yeah, Natalie Wood was another one that got turned out. All right, when she was a minor, and her mother sold her. Her mother sold her own mother. I told you the story about Natalie Wood, where Natalie Wood, allegedly the sister of Natalie Wood, after everybody died in this situation, she was the only one alive. She implicated Natalie Wood when she was 15, 15, 16, being taken by her mother to the Beverly Hotel to get fucked by Kirk Douglas. All right, so... And the mother said, shake it off. You got to do what you got to do to make it in this town. Like, think about this, bruh. Like, think about this. And y'all watching movies and you're like, I always said this. A lot of the people that we think are celebrities really wasn't shit. right? They wasn't the best looking women. They wasn't the best blonde. They were just the one that got turned out and did favors for the Weinsteins. Like, they weren't the best looking women, and everybody was like, she's so gorgeous. And I'm like, she looked like everybody else. But really what was going on, and it can't be denied, but these women were quid pro quo. They were selling the Poonany to get famous. And then they put them all in front of you, and then they told you they were the most beautiful women in the world, and you fell for it. Because we've been duped. We told these were the best singers, the best actresses. This is one of the reasons why Hollywood today is boring. You know why it's boring? Because we got real talent trying to make it. It's similar to the Milli Vanilli story. The Milli Vanilli story was that they put these two idyllic, good-looking men up, but behind the scenes, there were some old men singing the records. Now, these old men would not have made it famous in the industry. So they took these two goofballs, Milli Vanilli, and put them up in front, and they had the real dudes recording behind the scenes. That's what Hollywood is today. Today, we have the real people doing the real music, and it sucks. Why? Because they are ugly. They're fat. They don't look good. And we ain't buying it. It looks like I'm not listening to this fat woman sing. All right. It's crazy. So this is what's been happening the entire time. It's been a facade. It's been a facade. So this is Milli Vanilli. This is the people that they said cut the records, and they had girls going crazy over these guys, but they weren't really singing it. All right. The guys that really cut the records, let me see if I can pull up the real singers. The real singers were this guy. Where is it at? John Davis. It was a white and a black guy. Here's the real one right there. Up. Oh, no. All right, so this is the real singer on the records. This is the real guy. These are the guys right here. That's and the white dude. This is the one right here. These are the dudes singing on the record. So really now the entertainment industry has been somewhat exposed. Now the real singers are out here singing, and we can't believe that shit. We're like, I ain't buying that album. I'm not buying that shit. All right, we want to see these ninjas on the stage. All right, yeah, the Brooke Shields situation too. Watch the Brooke Shields story. It is uncomfortable and cringy. It's cringy, man. It's like, damn. All right, and Brooke Shields was 14, 15, 16 years old. And they put her out there like a real grown-ass woman. And people were trying to call it out then. But, and then they said they had her out here trying to have sex with her. Right? It was boy, that Brooke Shields documentary was wild, bruh. That Brooke Shields shit. And they had her out there naked in the movie. Woo-wee. Watch that Brooke Shields shit just so you can see. This is Brooke Shields right here. And I think she was 14, and they had her out here like this. Bruh. That industry, wow, man. That industry, wild as hell. And so they got a 14-year-old girl. They can't get away with this shit now. They got Britney Spears was the next one they did like this. All right, but they put her out here in a grown-ass way. In fact, they even credited her for changing the body type for the entire modeling industry, right? They said women were more curvaceous, and then this led into men being presented with more waist-thin, flat-back women. All right, but they were so unattainable because these women were 14, 15, and 16. It goes deep. Dude, the psychology of this goes way deep. All right, so then they started presenting more flat-back, thinner, skinny models, where grown women were trying to obtain the beauty standard of this woman, but she's 15, right, man? Oh, it goes deep. It goes deep, man. Oh, I don't even want to talk about it no more because they gonna come. New world order. Let me get to these super chats, man. I'm gonna stop talking about it, bro. I'm gonna stop talking about it. Yeah, the Blue Lagoon, where she was a teenager and she was not. Yeah, bro. I can't even talk about it no more. I don't want nobody to know. Hey, man, shout out to Key himself. Says, I don't understand why these rich people can't go sit down somewhere. He says, I had north of $100 million. If I did, the world wouldn't hear from me again. He says, I go chill in the cut while training, trading, traveling, and tricking. Free agent lifestyle, the 4T free agency right there. Yeah. Shout out to NGN. Says, she put mouthpiece and PUAs in the same category as Diddy. Is she wrong? Nope. For real. Absolutely. Absolutely. She put him in the same category. Jada Terrible says, if that was a man who ran from the cops, he would have been skitty pop, pop, pop. He would have been pop, pop, cop, cop, cop. Yep. Shout out to NGN. I bet P. Diddy had many men say, I'll do whatever you want. And now they famous. Purge the Penguins and the Mitchells. This is a fact. This is a fact. I mean, it's a sad state, man. It is sad. I mean, I don't even know who to believe. NGN says, the world is a comedy to those that think, a tragedy to those that feel. That's Horace Walpole. Shout out to you. The world is a comedy to those who think, a tragedy to those who feel. NGN, honestly, I can't blame the men for being cold and happy. Giving them the Bernie Mac in the video. What guy? I can't blame the guy. What guy? I'm lost. He says, lamestream media, Mitchells and CGA haters. CGA is making men who, I know what you're talking about. He says right here, who are on child support, hope their kids go to the Undertaker just to get peace, quiet, and freedom. Yeah, I'm not going to tell y'all that, but shout out to you right there. All right. I'm not telling men that. That's for sure. The resurrected simp enforcer, CGA, did you see that allegedly John Amos was with a JUCO young tender during his last 72 hours, and the normies are mad and shaming him? He says, will these Mitches and normie women open their eyes? Apparently, that was the case. John Amos was with a young tender, and I guess, all right, let me see here. I guess people are angry that he was with a young piece of peace leave. Let me see if I can find the picture. All right, it's not popping up, so I might have to find it on another site. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, man. The world is an evil place, isn't it? But let me tell you, man, the industry have been saying this for a long time. Here it is right here. There it is right there. So apparently that's the young piece. That's the young woman that was with John Amos in his last days. Oh, they mad. And it says, RIP to the legendary John Amos. Remember, I put that Poonany on you so good this day you could barely move. This, oh no. Hey, he went out the way he came in. Hey, man, if I'm going to go like this. If I'm going to go, why not? If I know it's my last days, I lived 84 years, I'm going to go out like that too. I mean, shit. But you want me to be in a hospital bed? Beep. Beep. I'm going to go out I'm going to go out the way I came in, inside a woman. Here I come. There I go. Shout out to Red Fox. Yep. Here I come. There I go. Hey, man. Hey, to my kids listening to me, this is how I want to go out. Just so y'all know. What do you want me to be out here? Just out here looking at old women and nurses? I'm going to be going out like this. I'm like, shit, these are my last few weeks. All right. Every day, just. Shout out to the legend. Why they mad? And look at her. She did her job, sent his ass right to the Undertaker. All right. Shit this ass right to Kamala Harris on right here.
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm going to come.
Yeah. And he couldn't even move his legs. He looked like he enjoying himself. Coming home. Hey, why not? I'm going to be in Thailand too doing it, talking about some.
What kind of fuck you give me?
All day long. I don't care what it is. All right, that's how I'm going out. If they say, Coach, you got 90 days to live. You know what I'm going to be doing? I'm going to be doing this right here. 100%. Every day. Every day. All right, just busting dust. All right, here I come. It's just chalk dust. Going 3 rounds a day. Hey, I'll speed this shit up. I got 90 days to go. Fuck it. Hey, man, what else you gonna do? Sit there and wait? No, I ain't gonna sit there and wait. I'm gonna be busting nuts, all of that. Inside or all that. Ladies, anybody want to volunteer? Anytime I wake up, I'm gonna just go ahead. Hey, come here. Come here. Let me get this. I'm getting all the Poonany I get to the.
What kind of fuck you give me?
All right, 100%. All right, why they mad at John Amos? Let the man die the way he want to die. He lived a good life. JC says, Coach, tell yo Jit to cut that damn game off. For real. As soon as I text him, my computer started working better. Age of Machine says, emotionally unavailable is cold, or she can't manipulate, exploit, or use him for his meat. She doesn't respect his authority. Hard pass. Never fall for the emotional unavailable line. All right, all that means is she can't manipulate you. All right, that's all that means, guys. All right, he's not emotionally available. That means you're not going to fall in love. Dumb in love. Oh, right here. And somebody said, at least she young and black. For real. All right, Macaroni. No government name says, I am fact-checking you regarding your statement and comment this morning that no U.S. president has ever had a beard. No. I didn't say that. I said, I might have said that, but I didn't mean that. But President 44 certainly had a beard. But no, I meant to say nobody has been elected. I meant to say in a while in the modern times that has had a beard. All right, but but he said President Obama had a beard. Oh no.
Oh, the humanity.
My goodness. All right, take it easy.
Oh, the humanity.
President Obama had a beard. Oh my. You guys are down. This is terrible. Yikes. The dictator says, Coach, did she hit him with the meow after running? Yep, she says, come and get it. Come and get it. Sheldon Ross says that light-skinned girl is 1,000% correct, Coach. She ain't lying. Hey, you might be mad at her. You might say that she's trying to defend a guy, a guilty guy. You might say that she's not even a man. I mean, she's not even a woman looking at this face here. But she's not lying. I agree. The dictator says, girl, you know it's true. Ooh, 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 I love you, ass ninjas. Shout out to the penguins. All right, and Dark Side Foundation, crazy thing is Jaguar Wright has been saying this for years and hasn't been hit with a cease and desist. She's probably right. Diddy was hitting females and males' bottoms. As grim as this case is, he says, all I can imagine is Diddy dancing into the sunset. You guys think Diddy will get away with this? You think he'll get off? I mean, Vince McMahon beat the feds. All right. The Murder Inc. beat the feds. All right. Shout out to Fixes the Mind. Thank you. Thanks for being here every day. Last night when you said politicians get in and do nothing to help you, I must say people need to stop looking for direct attention from the president. For real, his job is to execute laws, make us the #1 economy, and to make sure no one F's with the United States. And he says one thing to add, the president's fourth job is either to push us towards conservatism or leftist liberalism. Conservatism is towards God, and liberalism is to do as thou wilt. A phrase made by Anton Level, who wrote the Satanic Bible. Okay, there you go right there. Interesting. Is it Anton Lavelle or Anton Level? I'm not sure what that is. But yeah, the president don't care. I mean, he ain't got no time to be worrying about you can't put no hamburger helper on your table. All right, that's your job. Let me check through a couple more times to see if I got everybody's comments and commentary. And another thing, it's Anton Levy or Levy. He says level, just so you guys know. All right, don't at me. It says level. I can't show you, but it says Anton Level right there. So don't at me. Hey. All right. Hey, I didn't write it. I just read it. And then I interpret it later. Let me check over here. And I wanted to say one more thing. Let me see, did I get this brother right here? I think I got him earlier today. I did. I got him earlier today. One more thing that I wanted to add to this as we got to the 2-hour mark. Appreciate y'all for being here. Is, I hit on this earlier about what we've been exposed to. What you see now today with YouTube, with YouTubers and the media that you see today, even the media has been somewhat exposed for dealing with these issues, right? The media has been also part and partial exposed for who they are. This is why today we have social media influencers, YouTubers, Instagram, TikTok. This is why a lot of people are now not watching the mainstream media. They're not watching the mainstream news. This is why people like me can garner an audience that probably rivals CNN's numbers by the end of the month in views. And even people way above me are beating these traditional media sources because they've been exposed. Everything before this, for the people that are young, you don't realize this. All we had was the entertainment industry. All we had was the news media. All we had was, oh, this is the best up and coming artist. We didn't have SoundCloud rappers and talented people that can be discovered on Instagram and TikTok. All we had was what they fed us. That includes the news, the local news, the national news, and so forth and so on. Now we know clearly these people are bought and paid for. They're bought. Even the NBA and the NFL at this point can't really entertain us. You can't even sit through a whole game. And if you do, you looking at that shit like, what the hell's going on? As a matter of fact, did you guys see the Cowboys and the Giants game? Oh, I'm going a little too deep. New world order. The Cowboys and the Giants game. And there was a game just the other day. It was football. What team was it? It was the Monday Night Football game, where literally the gambling was controlling what the players were doing. And this isn't the first time. But there was a Monday Night Football game where Miami and Tennessee, the over-under was 37 points. They were sitting on motherfucking what? 36, 26? Whereas if they scored another point, field goal or not, they go over, right? They were going over if they scored. So they're running the clock out, but they're at the 5-10 yard line. They don't know what to do. First down, second down, third down. Then it's fourth down. They don't kick the field goal. They run it, hopefully to get tackled so they can stay under. But they didn't get tackled. They go over. Last 2 minutes, same thing happened in the Giants game. The field goal kicker comes out, he just misses a field goal to keep it under, 38 points. I mean, the shit was crazy. It was like, bruh. I mean, I'm watching it and I'm going, where the game is being played, where the score is meaningless. However, the players are still playing the score. You see what I mean? And it's like, is anything real anymore, bruh? Is anything real? This is why people, it was 36 and a half. They're sitting over at 36 and then they scored a touchdown and it goes over. And the Miami crowd goes crazy. But their team lost. Their team got scored on in the last minute. The crowd cheers. That's when you're like, what is real no more, bro? I can't. And he's never missed a field goal. The Cowboys kicker never missed a 50-yard field goal. And he completely misses it. And he wasn't even close. Because if he made it, they go over. They go over. I think the spread was 8 points. They were winning by 5. And the spread was 8. I mean, Again, at this point, my whole point is and I'm not trying to get people in trouble.
New world order.
What I'm saying is you can't believe anything really that's on the television at this point. It's all just fuzzy. Alabama's up 28-0 in the first quarter. Somehow Georgia comes back and takes the lead with 2 minutes left. Where does that happen? How did Alabama go up 28-0 in the first quarter and they don't score another fucking point and Georgia goes on a 35-point run? Why? They need to keep you watching the game, because I certainly walked away from the television at 28-0. I said, this is over. Then I'm somewhere else and I'm like, what? Georgia's winning? They got to keep you on and watching. Otherwise, they lose all the ad money. They use all the gambling interest. They lose everything. So now Georgia comes back and takes the lead with 2 minutes left. So, and then Alabama ends up scoring with 2 minutes left as well on the first play. But again, these things are there to keep your eyeballs there. And I know that. I know what's going on, and everybody can feel it. So that's why people are trying to go to something authentic. YouTubers and Instagram people are somewhat authentic, but even now people are going for sponsorships and they're not trying to lose the bag and they're not trying to say something controversial, and then they become influenced. So now the social media people are literally just putting out bland content to keep the viewers where they are. Then they start being, getting sponsors, and the sponsors start saying you can't say that, and so forth and so on, and you can't say that. So then they don't come out here and they don't riff and they don't say what they need to say. They get scared because the bag starts. They don't want to lose this bag. Social media people making hundreds of $1,000s a week, a month. We talking about 6 figures a month, $250,000 a month. Talking about hundreds of $1,000s a week. So then they are starting to okay, well, we're going to say this and we're going to tap dance and all of that stuff. It is what it is. And the bag can get quite addicting. Let me tell you, as a social media content creator, it is quite promising. But I haven't been exposed to that. The people that control me are my viewers. So as long as you're watching, I produce. And, you donate, I produce. But if it went down to 0, I would be done. Right? So really it's the people that support this, because I'm not getting monetization. And I've been slapped so many times on this platform. I know what I can say on what channel and what I can't say. It's quite obvious. So if I ever wanted to get to the point of monetizing, I'd have to clean up my act. I'd have to clean it up. All right? Clean it up completely, sanitize it, talk about something different, and stay in the monetized bubble. The minute you get outside of that monetized bubble, they basically are not censoring you per se. They're just discouraging you from producing. And many content creators have felt that discouragement. It's like, hey, why would I keep putting out content and it's not getting paid from it? And then now you're stuck in between your supporters paying you, like PBS. PBS is paying you, right? The supporters are paying you. But then people make you feel guilty for that. Well, why are you making him rich? And why are you supporting him? And it's a tough go. But you support me to be authentic, so I don't water down the content. Now I can be authentic because the people support me. When YouTube is supporting me, I got to speak in code, and I got to not say this and I got to not say that just to keep the monetization. All right. But when you guys are supporting me, I can kind of say what I want to an extent. Anyway, somebody said, check my question. You got a question. Check the donations before I leave. All right. I need to do that to make sure I got everybody. We got our brother says, Coach, thoughts on the book? I don't have the book, but I'll check it out. Okay. Yeah. So if I come back with monetized stuff, it's going to be completely sanitized. All right. Which I'm thinking of doing because, yes, it's an opportunity for me, but it's going to completely be sanitized. It's going to be some basic shit. All right. But that's what the platform wants. I mean, you don't get demonetized 12 times and keep doing the same shit over and over again. I had a person tell me, take the same shit I'm doing here to my monetized channel. I mean, how many times should you get slapped? How many times do you need to get slapped to realize YouTube clearly does not want to monetize this content. Even if I have monetized channels, the minute I move that over to the next channel, it's demonetized in weeks. How many times do you need to get slapped? How many times? So if I do content that is monetized, it's going to be completely sanitized content, history, some bullshit, cooking. It's going to be that. And you can't fault me for it. You can't fault me for it. But normies love this content. I look at YouTube views. YouTube is normie central. They want normie content. I look at what's getting hundreds of thousands of views, and it is normie shit. Not stuff that makes you think, not something that's controversial, very overproduced, very right down the middle. Right? And JC says, Diddy hired the same lawyer as his cellmate, Sam Bankman-Fried. He might take an L. 100%. All right, but I haven't read that book, so I can't tell you. Let me make sure we got everybody right here. And thank you for supporting the show. All right, a lot of people wish you didn't support, all right, because there's a lot of YouTubers like, we shouldn't be supporting people. We shouldn't be supporting content that we like. But let me tell you, if you stop supporting content that you like, it goes away. It goes away. And then the platform gets what they want. They get the content to go away. Then there's nothing to watch. But now you're watching sanitized content only, right? So that's where you have to make the decision. Now you're watching content that means nothing. Now we're stuck with what television is and what radio has become. Now you're stuck. You got nothing controversial, nobody taking a chance, nobody gambling. It's simply how communism works as well. The people who take a chance get shot down. Don't try to get better. Don't speak your mind. They basically allow you to censor it. So that's basically how it works. So they don't want other people to support you, because then, then you can't speak your mind. But people, as you notice, the people who speak their mind, they get taken down real quick. Now you got sanitized normie content that you're not interested in, just like cable television and shit like that, right? Cable TV and network TV. Now you got basic shit again, right? Now you got television. Tell live vision. You got nobody taking a chance. Everybody trying to follow the agenda. Everybody making content for sponsors, and so forth and so on. So you take your pick, right? You take your pick of what you want on this platform. All right, let's see here. And I'm happy to be there for you on this channel. This channel will continue. It just has to be to the point where how much can it continue? Yeah. All right, anyway, shout out to y'all, brothers. Enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll be back tomorrow. Peace.